Evening, friends, and again I'm in front of you with Q&A. I did it on last Friday, and again, so normally we do it only every Tuesday. But last Tuesday I could not do it, so I had to do it on Friday. But I'm again in front of you. Very interesting thing we are living, interesting world we are living in. Most of the experts you speak to, they believe this market need healthy correction, not the crash corrections. But correction आ नहीं रहा है. When you want, it's not happening. And that is the beauty about the market. It will never give you warning. जो चीज़ आप expect करते हो कभी होती नहीं है. When you don't expect, it will come out of a sudden and then it will catch you by surprise. And that's exactly what is happening. In fact, today SEBI seems to have asked mutual fund, those who are especially invested in mid and small cap, to give disclosure about the risk associated with the investing in mid and small cap, because you may having 5-6% of that company holding in your portfolio, आपके exit कर पाओगे इस price पे. In other words, if you wish to, because normally NAV is a function of current market price, will you be able to actually exit at that price? Answer is no, because it will be huge impact cost if you decide to exit tomorrow if there is a redemption pressure. And I think SEBI is asking the fund manager to basically disclose that thing. Those who are Mojo PMS customer, they know how quickly and swiftly we moved out of small cap and parked our funds in the large cap. Today, as I speak to you, our largest holding in our PMS is large cap. It used to be small cap. It has moved to the large cap. And the reason is very simple, that we also expect, as many other experts in the market believe, that there is a froth in the mid and small cap space. We may go wrong in terms of a prediction, but we want to protect the capital of our customers. And that's the reason we have taken a very conscious call based on our IP to shift to large cap. I'll discuss some more data on this, but before I begin that, just a small disclaimer that this webinar is only for an education purpose. Whenever you invest in the equity market, it does carry a little higher amount of risk, and past performance is no indicator of future returns. Now, if you look at it, the small cap, and this is data I have compiled as of today, last 1 week, last 1 month, and YTD. What I want to see is that how Sensex and Nifty and how mid and small cap. See, in last 1 week, the market has gone nowhere. Okay? The market has gone nowhere. Why? Because Sensex is 0.05, Nifty is 0.01, but mid and small cap, they are both negative, marginal but negative. If you look at the YTD, almost 5x kind of a outperformance. But last 1 week, you don't say that. Even if you look like last 1 month, while Nifty is up by 3.96%, small cap is up by only 3.44%. In other words, Nifty outperformed the small cap index. And we strongly believe, this trend will continue where you could see a small cap rally either coming to a hold or maybe further going down, and due to that, the more money can go to the large cap. Many of the fund managers I have spoken to, he said, we have a mandate कि हमको small cap में लेना है. So what they are doing, they are gradually moving up within the small cap category to bigger cap. For example, if the small cap is from 5,000 to 1,000 crore, they are getting out of 1,000 crore company market cap going to the 5,000 crore cap, because within the small cap only. And I think that is because there is a fear, if the market corrects, no corrections, I'm talking about corrections, not crash. If the market corrects, small and mid cap can take a lot of beating. There's another thing which is happening is this is the US mortgage rates, and if you look at this graph, it touched near about 6.6 somewhere here, and now it's gone up to 6.9. And it clearly shows that, how quickly in the month of Feb, this, almost 20-25 bips is gone up. So on one hand, we are talking about rate of interest coming down from the Fed, but mortgage rates are on the rise in the US market. That's something similar is happening in the UK market also. I don't know about the Indian market, but the cost of borrowing would be near about 8.5%. That's what my sense, in the sense not AAA, but those who have the best CIBIL score, would near about 8.5. So the delta between the US and the India is near about 1.6% or so. So that's what is happening. But unfortunately, again I'm repeating, do not expect rate cut from central banks across the world in a hurry. We always known for predicting in advance, and then the things will happen a little later. We are predicting here the number for March quarter will not be so great, especially for those companies which have higher reliance on import or exports. Now I'm not talking about services, but goods and services. Goods, because of logistic cost. And I think that's going to basically will reflect in the margin for the India Inc. The cost of borrowing continues to remain a little high, and that could further impact this one. And I must tell you, the consumption cycle is slowing down. I again repeat, so if you look at your own spending, and if you look at the, this company which came out with that QSR, that quick service restaurant, almost everyone has seen decline in their same store growth, SSG they call it. In other words, one particular store, if it was doing X amount of revenue, it has come down to X minus something. That means consumption. If you look at some of these retailers, they also said very similar kind of stuff. So there is a slowdown in terms of consumption. If that is so, it should reflect, because ultimately it's a virtuous cycle, am I right? एक ने अच्छा किया दूसरा अच्छा करेगा, because one company's raw material is someone else's top line, and someone else's top line is someone else's top raw material. That's the thing. So I think somewhere that's going to really, so don't expect great numbers for March 2024 quarter. Our prediction is that FY 2025 will have a lower earnings growth as compared to FY 2024. But March numbers may not be so great, and that's what our prediction. If you remember, like almost one and a half month back, we did mention that water reservoir levels are coming down, and that could mean there could be water cuts. And I think city like Bombay is likely to have very soon from the month of March. But once the election gets over, I think maybe in the month of May and June, I think one should expect more water cuts across many parts of the world, many parts of the country, purely because of the water reservoir levels are little low. So that's what we basically try to, we look at the data, we try to analyze that data and try to predict what does this data basically entails in terms of future impact. And that's exactly what we say, and that's exactly what has happened. Now, what happened last 1 week? We definitely see PSU Bank coming under some amount of profit booking. Public sector unit, I also see some amount of this. Bank Nifty and Bank Finance is continuously on the decline. And I was talking to one of the leading analysts from the banks and NBFCs, and he was clearly saying that FIs are selling from banks and NBFCs. They do not want to be right now. They don't have a very positive view on the Bank Nifty and the Bank NBFCs. And again, if you wish to get out of an Indian market, only one market where it gives you liquidity for them to get out is Bank Nifty and the Bank Nifty Finance. So I think that's another reason you see some selling pressure. This may continue even going forward. So don't expect a turnaround happening with Bank Nifty and Nifty Finance in a near future. One of the advantages that suppose if you don't want to reduce the exposure from India as a country, they are doing what they are doing. They are basically getting out of Bank Nifty and Nifty Finance and parking their funds into Nifty IT, because the amount of fund that any other sector that can absorb is IT. Am I right? And that's exactly what is happening. But otherwise, PSU Bank came under pressure. Nifty Realty continues to do well. And I happened to meet someone who basically works in the real estate sector, and he was saying slowdown seems to be happening in the real estate. So despite the commentary comes to be so, I would be really surprised to see Nifty Realty continue to be at the top of the table in the coming. And once the March data comes out, we'll get some more clarity about what kind of one. Auto up by 2.4%. Nifty FMCG seems to be. Now there could be another story, and I thought let me just explain here. Nifty the FMCG as a pack could be another sector to watch out for. And why am I saying so? There is a more technical reason. Despite there is a slowdown in the consumption, why am I saying so? That could be this one. Purely because of when there is a money that goes out of the Bank Nifty and this one, FMCG as a sector could absorb that. And normally when the market sentiments are little down, people tend to go for a quality name where the downside risk is low, and the benefit of that could be the FMCG. Am I right? So that's more technical reason than the fundamental reason. YTD, both, you don't normally see Nifty up by 2.2%, Sensex up by 1.2%, purely because of the Adani pick. But PSU Bank continues to be top of the table, and Bank Nifty Finance and FMCG continues to be this one. Only probability that Nifty FMCG could move to this level in the coming weeks. That's what my understanding. But of course, mid and small cap YTD did extremely well. Will they be able to exchange gain? I think that's a big question mark that's looking like. If you look at FII, have turned positive. Till last week they were negative, but they have turned positive for the month of Feb, purely because of positive inflows in the primary market. It's not that they've turned net buyers in the secondary market. They've turned positive purely because of the investment in the primary market. And even if you look at the primary market also, now that fancy of listing gain and so on and so forth, and then further gain after listing seems to be little abating. Maybe in one of my future trend analysis I'll present this data, but I think somewhere investors have become little cautious, and they want to be little wary of whether we should continue to hold, not hold. That seems to be happening. But more on that once I come in front of you with my future trend analysis. So with this, just to summarize, market is yet quite holding it very well. We don't know how long it will be able to hold it. Everyone expects healthy corrections, not the crash. Healthy corrections in the market, and if it comes, it will make market much better. And that's why I'm saying healthy correction, because that correction is healthy for the market, for the investors. 2024 is likely to remain a little challenging, whether we like it or not. Why? Purely because of there are global factors, there are local factors, and growth in earnings is likely to get little subdued in FY 2025. That could be the factors that could play out. So our sense is that it was easy making money in 2023. It will not be easy in 2024, and hence, if you are doing do it yourself, it's a high time that you basically give that money to some of the professional guy. Otherwise, probability is very high that you might lose whatever you may have gained in last 1.5 years from the equity market. Let's open the floor for question answer. Mihir is saying, is it the right time to enter the market with a huge money? So what we request you, Mihir sir, it's very difficult to time the market. Okay, so no one has been. So what we are doing in our PMS, we are not taking cash calls. Am I right? What we are doing, we are transferring from our capital allocation from small cap to large cap. And hence, since you want to start with a huge money, my request would be, suppose if you, and when you say huge money, I assume it's running into crores. So suppose if you want to invest 6 crore, I'm just giving an example. 2 crore you can invest now, 2 crore after 2 months, and another 2 crore after 4 months. That's the way you can stagger your investment and enter the market. So. Sri Biju Soma is saying, what are the top 3 sectors that we need to start SIP? We have time and again said we like pharma, we like capital goods, we like railway, we like defense. Now, instead of 3, I gave you 4. Now you can pick and choose what you want to avoid, but these 4 sectors looks extremely promising. Girish is saying, please run through your new PMS offering portfolio and highlight the key offerings. So Girish sir, what we do in PMS, your ticket size should be minimum 50 lakhs. And then buying and selling, how much allocation we should to do, and we run basically about 7 to 15 stocks portfolio only. Our 50 lakhs ticket size, there is a fixed fees of 100 bips, that's 1%. And then there is a 15% profit sharing with higher watermark. What I will do, Girish sir, is that I'll ask my someone from my team to reach out to you, and he can help you. But I must tell you that the people, those who have seen easy money making in 2000 is not going to happen in 2024 purely because the market is going to be little choppy. And the way we could quickly move away from small cap to large cap, not many retail investors will be able to do it, because why? Neither they will have a guts to do it, nor they will have, there is some lethargic, it's some inertia. वो कर नहीं पाएंगे, and due to that they will not be able to protect the capital, not only protect capital, but will not be able to create long-term wealth from the equity market. We have seen that happening time and again, and this can happen again also, where whatever gain that you had, you basically could not cash it on. So Girish sir, this is what our PMS offering. So it's a concentrated portfolio. Of course, we do run a higher risk, higher interest strategy kind of a stuff. Why? Because we don't have any market cap limit. We could be 100% small cap, we could be 100% mid cap, and combination of mid, large, and small cap. Right now, we have more exposure, more than 50% in large cap as we speak, followed by mid cap, and then the small cap. Small cap is very low exposure that we have. So that's what we do, and we will keep shuffling our market cap allocation based on the new data points coming in. Not that we are saying we'll always be highest exposure to large cap. When we believe the time has come for us to increase the allocation to small cap, we'll do that. So we'll completely reverse that equation, and having highest exposure to small cap, idea is to generate alpha. But nonetheless, sir, I'll ask my team members to reach out to you and share more information on this. Just मुझे WhatsApp कर लेना उनका, गिरीश जी का email ID and this one. Yeah. Sanjit Kumar is saying, how can I select the right stock for swing trading? So trading is strictly no. I must tell you that trading, please don't do that. My request to not only you, Sanjit Kumar sir, but everyone, those who are attending the webinar. It's a very, very high risk and low return, and that's not what I'm saying. You look at the CB finding, the study which they did, and they came out with the data, on the actual data, then 90% of the investors lose money in trading. So my request to you would be, please refrain from that. If you wish to do momentum investing, we do have a product on our MarketsMojo.com. You go through that and you can do that based on momentum investment. But trading is clearly no, my request. We do have a product called trading80.com on our website, and yet still I'm not propagating that because I always found it a little higher risk kind of a strategy, which everyone is not capable of bearing that kind of a volatility. You need to have a mental temperament also to do that. So that's why I don't want to recommend that. Dhananjay is saying, sir, my query is withdrawal under PMS for paying income tax liability for capital gains if it attracts exit during the first 3 years. Thanks. Yes, sir. Dhananjay, sir. See, if you really was to, we don't encourage people to withdraw from the PMS to pay the capital gain. Because आपका power of compounding कभी नहीं बनेगा. To allow to have the power of compounding, you need to remain invested. Okay, so we suggest that capital gain जो कुछ है वो है, you should not touch your PMS corpus. Let that corpus keep growing over the number of years, and that's where you will see the power of compounding coming in. But for some reason, you decide to make some exit to pay the capital gain. Yes, there will be exit lot available for that, applicable to that. Hello, Frank is saying, hi Sunil, hi, the market hasn't been this hot in decades. Is the really justified? Most large banks have like an all film. What is your opinion? So, Frank sir, I did mention in my opening remarks, market looks little frothy. We need a healthy corrections, and I think it will come. Whether large caps are elephants or not elephants, I think, but our sense is that lot of, if at all market is to correct, small and mid cap will fall much higher as compared to the large cap. Suresh, as you say, if there is a froth in the median small after significant correction, how long will it take to bounce back? Suresh sir, we need to always wait. See, it's very difficult to say it will bounce back in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It's all depending upon how quick the fall is, how good the performance is, and what's the fund flow to the median small cap. Am I right? When I say fund flow, not only from the mutual fund SIP in the median small cap, but also from the institutional investors. It's very difficult to say, so we need to see. First, let it correct. It's not corrected yet. And once it corrects, and then we'll come in front of you and say, okay, this is where we believe now the time to, because as I saw it also in our PMS also, today we have highest exposure to large cap. We were highest exposure to mid and small cap, am I right? We completely changed our position there. And something similar we'll do. And we will also move out of large cap and we'll move to mid and small cap when we believe the time has come to now increase allocation to the mid and small cap. We advise you in February 2023, if you remember that. And again, we'll come back to you and tell you, now it's a time to go back to mid and small cap. And that's what we'll do. We did in the past and we'll do again in the future as and when the appropriate time. Please keep attending our webinars, because in webinar, we give this kind of information to our investors. Nisal Amit is saying, sir, you are just fantastic, explain and clear all doubts every time. As you consistently give caution in current scenario of holding one go investment in current portfolio. As a Mojo professional, have I made small portfolio of 1 lakh and adding 25,000 every month? So please guide me. Is it a right approach? So Amit sir, my only worry happens when you keep putting 25,000 every month. The portfolio construct is not the best. Why? Because our system doesn't know that you're going to keep putting 25,000 every time. So it will assume that you're putting 25,000, that's the last time, and it will construct the portfolio and so on and so forth. There's nothing wrong with that, but the only problem that will happen, the construct of the portfolio do get some amount of a beating. So my suggestion would be, my advice would be as follows, sir. I was explaining someone wanted to put a huge sum. I would suggest you please accumulate the funds, and maybe you can put it not every month, but maybe at the end, every 3 months or so, because you want to do more of an SIP kind of stuff. So 25,000 every month, I would suggest put 75,000 every quarter, and that's another way, right? That's a way you can keep adding money to the model portfolio. Shyam Sundarsi, what are your call on the paper stocks change? Sir, we did mention that in our call. We do believe that paper prices are going to remain a little low. imports are a threat. We were expecting government to come out with some anti-dumping duty. That has not happened. Maybe that can happen in the post-election budget. Right now, it doesn't look like, and that's the reason we said, okay, we need to accept the facts. Am I right? We need to accept the data, and based on the new data, we have taken a call. So. In PM, Tapan is saying MM shifting large chunk of stock to large cap sector. I am holding MM recommendation small and mid cap stock. Should I also shift to large cap? If you look at our model portfolio on the MarketsMojo, and even if you create new model portfolio, we would suggest you more of a large cap as compared to medium small cap. So our IP is anyway doing that job. Should you reduce shift? I would suggest do that. Put some lock in some of the money out of the mid and small cap and put more and more to the large cap. That's what my advice would be. Dilip Kumar is saying, sir, your webinar gives a psychological support. One question I want to ask that I had purchased stock of 50,000. Now I am suffering 52% loss. Should I exit and book loss at now? I have no time issued if it continues. Okay. Sir, I'm really surprised, sir. You invested 50,000, 52% loss. I don't think it must be a MarketsMojo stock. Something आपने खुद का कुछ किया होगा. I don't know which company is that, what is the fundamental of that company, whether this company is justified to get hold or not. Very difficult to say, sir. What my request would be, Dilip Kumar, sir, please go to MarketsMojo website, look at the score of that company. And based on the score of the company, if it is a sale, please exit. If it's a hold, but score is below 60 and the script is falling, please get out. If the score is buy, then don't get out. Simple way. And I must tell you that, see, this will happen more and more investors. And that's why I keep saying, be careful of what you have in your portfolio. If you add wrong company in your portfolio, there is a high probability that you will lose money big time. And 52% loss in this market when we are at all-time high, it's a big loss. In fact, I met one another investor last week. Best luck. 20 lakhs cost the loss case just trading. Now I said, why you want to blow off your money, यार? इससे अच्छा फैमिली को वर्ल्ड टूर पे लेके जाओ ना, इतना ही पैसा ज़्यादा हो गया तो एटलीस्ट फैमिली विल एंजॉय. यहाँ पे मार्केट में किसी को 20 लाख में देगा फ़ायदा क्या है? So that's why be careful in what you get into. Apply your logic of profit booking or book losses and ensure that your capital is protected in this market. Is it that promoters are selling their holding entirely, for example, same as Infosystem regards? Priyanka ji, I'm not very sure that they are same as promoters are selling their holding entirely. I'm not aware about it unless I'm not updated, but I don't think it's been happening. The same as what is the promoter's holding? Let me just see. No, so they basically reduced the stake from 46.48% to 26.29%. Okay, that's what has happened. But that's purely because of the issue of capital, looks like. Nothing because they're selling it actually out of the company. That's the thing. So the capital increased from 152 to 157. So no, that cannot be the case also. But promoter stake did come down. Okay. So whose stake increased? 46. So I think this stake has been increased to the FI. The FI seems to have some stake has gone to FI and some stake has gone to public. But they are getting out 100%. I'm not very sure. I need to come back to you. And as of 31st December, the answer doesn't look like that they are getting out 100%. Yeah. Can you suggest reliable stocks for long-term gains, say 3 to 4? This should be such that I can just invest, forget for next 4 years. Raman sir, okay, you are right. So Cyan Investment Holding PTS would be selling the entire stake in same as Infosystem You're right. That's what the news is. So someone was saying, asking same story. Yes, it has happened today, and that's one of the reasons this clip is down by 3% or so. Yes, they are going to sell that company. It will be acquired by some other investors, and that's what is going to happen. That's the thing. Yeah, you're right. But they are selling the stake. Okay. No. Now the coming back to this question, Raman sir. Sir, I wish I could give you some reply to you. I have been informed by my compliance officer that I am not supposed to discuss any stock specific. And hence, I will not be able to give you any stock which I believe is a reliable performer for 3 to 4 years. I will not be able to. Just look at our website, MarketsMojo.com. Look at the company which you believe looks little promising to you. And as long as that company is a part of a reliable portfolio, please continue to hold. And once it goes out of, we do send across an email saying that this company is no longer that, you please exit from that. Raj, generally in a falling interest rate market, equity market tend to attract excess liquidity from investors looking for excess returns as compared to bank FD. So what is the reason you believe that equity markets are overrated? Please help me understand this. So you are absolutely right. When you say logically, that should not be the case. Am I right? When the rate of interest are falling, people would basically take out money from this one and invest. But now reverse the psychology. If you know the rate of interest are going to fall, it has not fallen yet. Am I right? And if you have a money, आप क्या बोलोगे? Why, if the rate of interest are going to come down, let me lock in and take the FD. Because अगर मैं 1 साल के बाद दूंगा तो कम rate of interest मिलेगा. So people will basically put money, they will in fact prepone their FD deposits. Why? Because मुझे अभी higher rate of interest मिलने वाला, आगे जाकर कम होने वाला है. Am I right? It's like something, if you know price is going to go up, what will you do? You will buy more of that. So that you don't have to spend more amount. अगर मैं बोलूँ कल उठ के ऑनियन का प्राइस 100 रुपया होने वाला है, आई एम जस्ट मेकिंग एन एग्जाम्पल, कुछ होने नहीं वाला है, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जाम्पल, 100 rupees kg. अगर if you are going to buy 1 kg, you will say let me buy 5 kg now. Same way, if I say तो onion price is going to come down to 2 rupees per kg, तो बोलता है ठीक है आज तो मुझे आधा किलो ही चाहिए, तो लेट मी बाय ओनली हाफ ए kg. टुमारो आई विल बाय बिकॉज कल तो कम होने वाला है. The same logic works with FD also. Now coming back to your another, so that's a more of a this one, psychology. Why do we believe market may correct? So if you look at the market cap to GDP ratio, India is at a historical high, 130x or so, 130% or so. India has been commanding near about 80. Logically, we should command higher market cap to GDP, but how much more? I think that's the question, number one. Number two, we do believe that earnings growth is likely to slow down. And number three, some of the companies in the Indian market have gone much ahead of the fundamentals. So as and when they correct, they will have a cascading effect in this market. And that's the reason we are saying so. Now another classical example, I must tell you that how does the economy perform and how does the stock market performs? We all know that Japan has gone into recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative, but Japanese equity market is at all-time high. How does one explain that actually? So sometimes market has its own logic to work and not necessarily कि ये हुआ तो वो होगा. So I will give another classical example. People say as and when the crude oil price goes up, it's not good for the Indian economy. And if it is not good for the Indian economy, it is not good for the Indian equity market. Am I right? From 2003 to 2007, the crude oil price touched $150 per barrel. वो $20 पे था 7 times. During the same time, Nifty also jumped 6 or 7x. So what we believe should happen doesn't happen that way. Now if you look at the global market, since the rate hike has gone up from when the rate cycle hike, am I right? Today US market is at all-time high, but the rate of interest is also high, am I right? And yet Indian US market is also at all-time high. It has not come down. So logically, the rate of interest should have been low for market to be at all-time high. But rate of interest continues, and there is still uncertainty when the rate of interest is going to come down. So what we are saying is logically right. Nothing wrong with that. There is a counter logic to that. Number one, if I am going to see that my FD is going to, my rate of interest is going to come down, you might as well lock in that higher rate of interest now so that you can reap the benefits going forward. Prabhakar says, please clarify what is higher watermark in PMS. So Prabhakar sir, I'll explain you with an example. Suppose we start with 1 crore portfolio. At the end of the 1 quarter, the portfolio values goes from 1 crore to 1.2 crore. And 1.2 crore, we will charge you 15% profit sharing. So 3 lakhs, 20 lakhs ka 15%, 3 lakhs. So my portfolio values goes down to 1.17 crore. Because you don't have to pay any fees to us over and above what money you give. The money of performance fees will come out from the PMS only. At the end of the quarter, the portfolio values goes down to 1.1 crore. Now your portfolio is still in profit. Why? Because you invested only 1 crore, which went to 1.2 crore and came down to 1.1 crore at the end of the second quarter. Should we charge performance fees? The answer is no. Why? Because we have taken fees at 1.2 crore. At the end of the second quarter, 1.1 crore. At the end of the third quarter, portfolio goes from 1.1 crore to 1.15 crore. Yes, but only on that 1 lakh. Why? Because 1.21 minus 1.2. Only, even though your profit went up by 6 lakhs in that period, 1.15 to 1.21. Am I right? Yet we will charge you only on 1 lakh. And that is what higher watermark. So whatever the fee that we have charged you, that becomes a threshold, and we can charge you performance fees only and only if that portfolio goes above that. In other words, your interest and our interest 100% align in the PMS. So once we charge that on that amount performance fees, that becomes my threshold. उसके ऊपर ही portfolio जाएगा, then I am eligible to charge you performance fees. Otherwise, no. Sri Hari is saying, Modi ji have planned to make India number 3 sport in economy at 2 times. Then why this pessimism on market 2024? Sir, if you remember Sri Hari sir, we have predicted what do we see the market by 27, sorry. In April 2027, what is the market should be? We have predicted that. We are not at all pessimistic on the market. What we are saying, this phase of next 6 to 8 months are going to be volatile. We are not asking to get out of the market. What we are saying is reshuffle your capital allocation, market cap allocation. That's exactly what we are saying. We are not saying don't put money in the market. We are not saying take out the money from the market. We are extremely bullish on the Indian economy. But how do you manage that short-term volatility? And I have seen that happening with our investors in 2022. They panicked. Why? Because 2022 market gone nowhere. I am just saying, once you keep the expectation realistic, then nothing comes as a surprise to you. The problem happens that when we are not expecting something, it suddenly happen. Then that creates a fear, and then that fear, we end up doing something which we are not supposed to do. So just to reiterate, we do believe 2024 is going to be challenging. But having said that, we also made a statement, if you remember our equity outlook 2024 is going to make a nice base for the next leg of rally. In other words, If you look at 3 years time horizon, you will make excellent money. The long term is very good, but the challenge is that how do we manage the short term volatility? Will you be able to, because we get emotional. I'll give classical example. Against cricket ka analogy. India versus England first test match. India lost that first test match. And that commentator started giving, Rohit Sharma is not a good captain. He doesn't know how to manage the team and so on and so forth. That's a short term. थोड़ा expand कर दो time horizon. Now people praise him. Very good. Problem क्या होता है हमारे short term में अपना sentiment अगर suppose tomorrow the market is to correct by 7% जो कसम खाते हैं ना market में we are long term investors उनका भी confidence हिल जाता है. And I've seen that happening. In our PMS, I'm telling you, people say, no, sir, we are very fine with 3 to 5 years, nothing will happen. And if the market corrects, which happened in the month of September and October, the confidence got shaken up. So what we are saying, please remember that market is going to remain volatile. While long term looks extremely good, how do we manage the short term volatility? And we are basically making you mentally aware. Yes, there will be volatility. अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ ना जैसे आप फ्लाइट में जा रहे हो तो पायलट बताता ना हवामान खराब है खुलसी की बेटी बांध लीजिए. Exactly what we are saying that. We are not saying that आपको विमान क्रैश होने वाला है जंप कर लो वहाँ से. We are saying खुलसी की पेटी बांध लो. और वही हम आपको बता रहे कि खुलसी की पेटी बांध लो बट आप अपने डेस्टिनेशन पे आराम से पहुँचोगे. That's what we are confident of. Sivanand and Ajay, thank you for your heads up. You are recommending to move small and mid cap stocks from personal portfolio to quality large cap stocks. Question is, if we are invested in stocks recommended from hidden momentum reliable list, should we move them to large cap stocks? Now that's a very tricky question, to be very honest with you. Okay, so what I will do if I would be in your place, okay, I would keep certain percentage of my this one in a hidden momentum list, certain percentage. But I would try to see, it's also a question of what is your risk appetite. Am I right? What is your mental temperament? If your mental temperament is very, very strong, don't do anything because eventually they should play out very well. But if your mental temperament is not so great, then I would suggest you to please take out some money and allocate to the large cap. But as I told you, everyone has a different kind of a mental temperament. See, I'll tell you if I've invested in a company 100 का प्राइस पे लिया था 50 भी हो जाए मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पता उस कंपनी में. I will not get out of that company. And I'll give one classical example, and of course I always give an example which makes what we call the drive home the point very clear cut. If you remember, we had come out with the what we call ये मुझे दिख क्यों नहीं रहा है मेरा portfolio. I don't know why I'm unable to see view one all portfolio in my this one. Am I not logged in? 1 second. So I had given companies in my Diwali, I think couple of years back. मुझे ये model portfolio आ रहा है. I think 2021 if my memory serves me right. Okay. And there was one company which I had recommended called what we call Vatek Webak. Am I right? And I was very sure that this company should do well. And those who are at that point of time must be available, must be attending my webinars would remember that what I was referring to. Why? What is happening with my this? I don't understand why. Portfolios में मुझे my portfolio I'm not going to get it. I don't know. All your model portfolio तो है नहीं. 1 minute. I'm trying to search that portfolio, but 1 minute. No, there is something. Something seems to be happening in my. Let me see. It's me only. It's my portfolio only. So I'm not getting it. Okay. So that company went down to almost 40-50%. Am I right? I continue to hold, and many of you basically asked me at that point of time also. We are also holding. Should we hold? See, our score IP says has come down. Okay, so be careful with that. And I continue to hold that portfolio, and that today that company is doing extremely well. So my point is that your temperament. And that's why you need to be very, very sure that can you absorb, will you remain calm and composed if the script comes down by 40-50% also, which can happen with some of these hidden and momentum stocks. It can happen. I'm not saying it will happen. It can happen. If that is so, do you have that comfort level or not? And that's why you need to decide whether what is your mental temperament. Okay. 1 minute, I'm just searching for that this one. So what was happened? Just 1 second. Okay. Cecil Kumar, I am an OCI. My broker charges 0.4% from buy and sell. Moreover, I have to pay the bank, the RBI reporting about 250 for buy and same amount of sell. How will this be different if I join PMS? I am a Mojo 1 customer. So Cecil Kumar sir, we have only 0.1 plus STT is a brokerage rate. That's our brokerage rate. So you will save, your broking cost will come down by 75% the moment you come to the PMS. So that will happen to you, sir. And so that's what my advice would be. That will be a big difference if you come to the Mojo PMS. Only thing, your minimum investment amount has to be 50 lakhs in PMS. Now that I was talking about Vartech Webback, 5th November I had recommended that company. The same company today from that level after seeing 50% down is up by 128%. So that gives an idea that how if you can able to absorb that short-term volatility, then eventually it will pay out well. I'm going to respond to the previous question. Cecil Kumar, yes, your broking cost will come down by 75%. And we are also discussing some further to reduce that broking cost. But I don't want to promise that right now. But your broking cost will come down by 75%. That much I can tell you. Vishwambar sir is saying, as we have guided for some mutual fund for sell out, but sell out fund is bigger. In bigger amount, how is the strategy for redemption? Sir, Vishwambar sir, मैं आपका सवाल नहीं समझ पाया हूँ, to be very honest with you. Which mutual fund scheme, sir, did I ask you to get out from? I don't know, sir. And sir, if you can rephrase your question, that will be really helpful me to answer. Sir, आपका जो सवाल थोड़ा रिफ्रेश कर लीजिए तो मैं समझ पाऊँ कि आपका सवाल क्या है और उस हिसाब से मैं आपको जवाब दे सकूँ. Okay, Sumit Jana is saying we are being asked to get out of one of the FMCG company recently, which is too late in model portal. Now we are saying you are positive in FMCG. Okay, so Sumit Jana sir, we have said time and again, view on the sector, not necessarily that every company from that sector will do well. There will be always be exception. And that's the same reason why we believe that company could be also be the this one. Am I right? So you need to be, don't get confused our view on the sector with the company in that sector. Because we have seen many times one company, doing very well, another company does not do well despite they are from the same sector. Sector may do well, but that company may not do well. And if you remember that PSU, we talk about PSU Bank did extremely well last year. SBI, which is one of the largest bank in the PSU, did not perform well. So don't get confused with one company and other thing. That's what my worry is, Because हम लोग को क्या लगता है कि कंपनी ने अच्छा कर लिया, अरे सेक्टर ने अच्छा किया तो सब कंपनी इसमें अच्छा करना. Not necessarily. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि होना चाहिए. And I'll give you a classical example. In last 1 year, FMCG sector is up by 21%. Can you see my screen? Okay. See, look at this. In FMCG, in last one is up by 21%. Hindustan Unilever is down by 2.55% in 1 year, while the Varun beverage, which is also a stock of the month and which we do hold in the model portfolio, is up by 128%. Same sector, different kind of this one. So sector did extremely well, but Hindustan Unilever nahi chala. And by the way, Hindustan Unilever is the largest FMCG company in this country. Sandesh is saying, do you believe in stop loss strategy while purchasing stock? Sandesh ji, I have gone many times on the record. See, stop loss works if you are trading. If you are investing, I don't think one should look at the stop loss. I'll give you another example. Why? That's why I keep saying, when you buy a company, you have reasons to buy that company, am I right? As long as the reason does not change, you should continue to hold that company, or maybe buy more if the price comes down. But the reason for what you bought has changed, and that's why the company is coming down. You please get out of that company, book losses. Am I right? And I have said in time and again, मेरा तो ट्रेजरी होता कभी भी, मैंने बोलता हूँ आपको. Suppose I know that whenever I buy a company, वो स्क्रिप्ट पहले नीचे ही जाता है, invariably. I don't know, bad luck बोलो या head of the time बोलो. So if I buy, so what I am now, that is strategy based on my past experience. If I were to invest 1 crore, I'll invest only 20 lakhs in that company. Or if I know the script is going to come down, I'll keep buying at the lower prices. So my average cost comes down drastically. Am I right? Why? Because script is coming down. तो मेरे को तो वो हो जाता है. So on the contrary, I apply this because I'm unfortunately that's what happens. Not necessarily it will happen with you also. So that's why reason for you to buy that company is the reason continues to remain there. Then the price coming down is an opportunity to buy more, not vice versa. But if the company is going down because of fundamental reason, there is a reason why the company is coming down, please get out. Don't catch a falling knife. Don't try to do averaging of that company. Cecil Kumar, for my question, does PMS charge any amount for IBS reporting of buy and sale of shares? Best of my knowledge, sir, Cecil Kumar, sir, no. But I am not very sure. To be very frank with you, it's more of an operational. Amir, just please give me this question, sir. I'll come back to you. I don't want to say something which is factually incorrect. So I don't want to say, to the best of my understanding, answer is no. But I'll still come back to you with proper answer. Pramod sir is saying, is it good idea to do SIP on daily basis in top 10 Mojo stocks for 3 to 6 months and then book profit as and when needed while daily SIP is still continuing? Sir, you can do that. I'm not very sure that strategy will play out well or not. I've not done any back testing on that. But daily SIP looks to be too much, kind of a stuff. And कौन सा स्टॉक लोगे डेली SIP में आप, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता मोजो स्टॉक में, बिकॉज वी हैव many mojo stock in our website. Even I don't know how many mojo stocks we have. So let me just see also. Even I will lost a track of it now. How many mojo stock, because that's current basically manages. But let me see. कितने स्टॉक्स है मोजो स्टॉक हमारे पास? तो in large cap we have 17. In mid cap we have 12. So 29 plus 29 plus 2, 31. 31 टोटल 31 स्टॉक्स आप डेली SIP करोगे 31 स्टॉक्स में. I don't know how you will do it and what you will do it, and 3 to 6 months allocation will change. I don't think that's a very, very right strategy. I don't think so. My request would be, sir, please create model portfolio if you don't have 50 lakhs. And that's a way. So don't do daily SIP. In fact, I was suggesting someone put, instead of 25,000 every month, please put it at a 1 quarter, 75,000. If something similar, you should also do that. Anup is saying, please decrease minimum ticket size to 50 lakhs to 25 lakhs. Anup sir, मेरे हाथ में होता मैं अभी कर लेता. This is SEBI guidelines. It is not mine. The SEBI says you cannot onboard a single customer if the ticket size is less than 50 lakhs. Which is a requirement by the SEBI. I can't change anything, sir. आप 25 को मतलब आपको 20 लाख में भी ले लेता अगर मेरे हाथ में होता तो. वो प्रैक्टिकल पॉसिबल नहीं है अनूप सर. Depends, and I'm following model portfolio right now. What should be the strategy to invest in hidden turnaround momentum stock along with model portfolio? Or should I build a separate parallel portfolio of such kind of a stock? Is there a plan to create a portfolio consist of such stocks on your side? Depends, and my request would be, it's a very pertinent question that you're asking. Please ask Karan, my colleague. I think he will have more insights because I'm not aware about, is there any something kind of a work in progress on the model portfolio side to create model portfolio from this kind of a momentum or a turnaround with a model portfolio. If you ask me very frankly, don't touch your model portfolio, create another separate portfolio which consists of turnaround and momentum and hidden turnaround and momentum and reliable. I think that's the way you should look at it. But whether it's we are going to have this kind of a stuff on the portfolio on our site or not, I think Karan is the best person to answer that. Just forward this question to Karan, please. Kumar sir is saying, what is your view on USD and I? Sir, we believe that rupee should appreciate against the dollar. Rupee should appreciate against the dollar. We have stated that in our 2024 equity outlook, and we continue to believe that should happen. In fact, rupee has been quite stable even in 2023. And we believe that rupee should actually appreciate. Our sense is that we should be near about 80 or so at the end of 2024. Vishwambar, sir, I think you had asked me. As in some mutual fund, you recommend a sell out. For sell out, the mutual fund straight away sell out the fund or step by step sell out, and that reduction amount should be invested in buy side mutual fund. Yes, sir. Vishwambar, sir, if you wish to remain in mutual fund only, then yes, you basically sell out from mutual fund and get into buy mutual fund. What we have observed, Vishwambar, sir, is that mutual fund on an average underperform the broader market. So what we are advising, if you have 50 lakhs and above, then sell from mutual fund, come to the PMS side. Why? Because probability is very high that we would outperform over a period of 3 to 5 years to the mutual fund schemes. Most of the mutual fund in this country are underperforming. And that's a study not done by us, but independent study available in the market which says so. But yes, if you wish to remain mutual fund, then sell out from mutual fund, maybe in a step by step, or at one go, and the same way you reinvest that amount in the top buy mutual fund our website. I'm really saying that 8 बज गए सर, आपको बंद करना पड़ेगा. सवाल तो है लेकिन टाइम कम है. तो I think I'll accept his request. Thanks a lot everyone taking time out and attending this webinar. Please note that we do believe market is likely to remain choppy. We need healthy corrections. When it will happen, we have no clue. Whether it happens in 1 month, 1 week, or hota hi nahi. We don't have any idea. What we are doing in our PMS that I can share with you, we have reduced our exposure to small cap, we have moved to the large cap. And I would request everyone, please play very cautiously right now. Preservation of capital is more important than trying to chase returns in this market. With this, good night, take care. Thursday, I'll be in front of with our PMS customers. And on Friday, I'm going to discuss equity outlook. So please do come and join that webinar also. And PMS customer can join me on Thursday. Good night. Take care.